Guys, how we doing? I'm Ryan Mac. Welcome back to Trade Guys. Today we're going to be covering fundamentals. We're going to be covering the war, the whole Iran-Israel thing, and what we could be looking to see in the markets. Risk on, risk off. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover why, if it's kind of risk off, why does the USD not seem to be too impacted? We're going to cover the reasons why that is. We will cover reasons why, if you look at the Eurozone now, as it has been for the last couple of weeks, it's been really shit numbers, right, for weakness. Now, when you look at the charts, it's now looking to show strength. We are going to be covering why that is as well, and that is all to do with now market cycles, etc. Excuse me. Remember when we're covering the news, we're covering market cycles, and we're talking about the central banks, and we're saying, look, the main goal of the central bank that we care about, obviously they have a million roles, right, roles and goals, but the main one that we care about is traders, is that their main job with the central bank is to keep inflation around about 2%. Okay, when inflation runs away above that, they want to get it back down to 2%. The Eurozone is almost at that 2%. Now, you can only cut rates and get inflation down to that when you have numbers which are coming in less and less and less each week and each month. You can't cut rates when things are getting better. So now, even though it looks, it's been, negative numbers, blah blah blah, for some time now, we're starting to see some strength, especially against things like USD, because there's a lot of uncertainty around America right now. What you'll see is we are so close to that 2%, and what will happen is the market cycle, as it's coming down, will now start to gradually come back up. I mean, it's going to stay, low for a little bit. It'll kind of plateau for a little bit, and then it will start to grow and come back up. And you will just happen to see that when that part of the market cycle comes in, when you look at the numbers, PMI, CPI, excuse me, services, manufacturing, and so on and so forth, you will see that the numbers just magically get better. They'll start to increase, and everything will start to move up. Then they'll slowly start to increase inflation and blah, blah, blah. And the cycle continues, right? So we're going to cover that stuff today. I have zoomed in on my screen 150%. So please, right there, please let me know on the in the comments. Hopefully you can hear me. Some people say they can't hear the sound, but when I listen to it on 7 different devices, the sound is absolutely fine. So I honestly don't know what that is all about. Hopefully if I put this closer to me, you can then see, hear, sorry. So what I've done is, here I have zoomed in my screen times 150%, so hopefully you can see this much clearer as well, alright? It is a little bit annoying when you start covering stuff like this, but yeah, let's just see. So, I'm a little bit late in doing this, guys. What's this? What's the date? Okay, I'm a little bit late in doing this because I was just mobbed yesterday. I had so much on, and I wasn't at home. I was away out. By the time I got home, I was absolutely fucked. Right, so why does it say 14th? This is the 16th. Yeah, last week. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's crack on. So I always do Aussie, China, and New Zealand together because they're all closely correlated. Manufacturing sales quarter on quarter has increased in NZD. Remember, excuse me. Remember, NZD is getting this kind of strength just now because it is a safe haven currency. Okay, it's a risk-off currency, which means safe haven. Manufacturing up. CPI year on year for China is it's the same. It's sticky. It's better than the forecast, but it's come in the same as last year, which is -1. PPI year on year is worse. That's not good. So that's then not good for Australia. Trade balance is up. That just simply means they're exporting more than they're importing, which is normal for China, right? Because they fucking export everything. USD denominated trade balance. Westpac consumer sentiment has massively dropped. Visitor arrivals, NZD has increased. That's good because that's how they make their money as well. Inflation expectations has increased. Not good. Yeah, it's not looking too bright. Let's have a look. 44, not good. Not good. Industrial production year on year decreased, not good. Retail sales year on year increased. That's good. Fixed asset investments year to date decreased, not good. Unemployment rate has decreased, so that is good. Let's just have a look at my book here. I think that's me at the end of that. I think I have. Yes, I have. I have come to the end of my notebook. Right, let's see what we've got. So remember, write down economic strengths, economy strengths, whatever you want, currency strengths, you know, anything like that. Economy strength. Then you're going to write strong, weak, and then neutral. Okay. Strong, weak, and neutral. I'm going to be putting AUD. It's a tough one because AUD is in a bad way. Let's have a look back 2 weeks just to refresh myself. Weak. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, so that's been a few weeks now. AUD has been at neutral. I'm going to move AUD over to weak. NZD. Now, the NZD economy, you know, it's not strong. Yes, you're getting some decent numbers now, but the overall economy is not a strong economy. You are seeing strength just now because of, like I said, it's a safe haven currency. So when the wars and stuff kick off, people move their money out of USD and they put it into NZD, CHF, gold, and so on, right? Let's see, what have we got here? NZD arrivals. I mean, things are growing. I'm going to move it across to neutral, right? NZD, because it's been weak for quite some time. I'm going to move it to neutral and give it the benefit of the doubt, because we do have consistently growing numbers over the last couple of weeks, plus risk off sentiment. So I'll put it in neutral. It's definitely not strong. And of course, China, we do not trade, so we move on. Last week, Canada, super weak. Positive, bearish. It's just not good at all. You will see it. Canada should be doing well and a little bit in advance, but oil is just flying right now because of the war escalation. That's all it is. It will come back down. No, oil is still very much bearish. Of course, you're getting massive bulls right now, and I would be buying it now, right? Because of the whole war situation, I would be happy to enter buys, all right? I'm just saying, overall, economically, it's without the war, oil is still very, very bearish, okay? But right now, the war is, of course, making it bullish in the micro, okay? The macro is bearish, but the micro is bullish, in my opinion. So you just need to wait for a pullback on oil. We're going to cover it in a minute, right? I'm going to cover all the different pairs, and I will cover oil and gold. But that's the reason I would be looking for buys just now. You just can't buy it yet. Wait till it pulls back and then jump in. Housing stats. Okay, what have we got this week? BLC, Maclam, core retail sales, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm going to keep Canada in neutral for now. I mean, the numbers are really shit. Only because oil is, flying, which will help the Canadian dollar and the Canadian economy. However, if numbers are still shit next week, I will be placing in weak, because that's going to be a few weeks where it's been in neutral, right? Let's see, moving on. CHF, I mean, we don't even really have to cover this. It's all the same boring stuff. Yeah, nothing ever really happens with this. We only trade this based on sentiment, right? Risk on or risk off. If it's risk on, you want to be selling the CHF and buying whatever else the CHF is, paired against. When it's risk off, you want to be buying CHF and selling whatever else CHF is paired against, all right? Right, industrial production month on month. Italy has increased. Syntax. Italian quarterly unemployment is stable. It's just red because it came in higher than I thought, but it is stable. It's not getting worse. German final CPI is sticky. WPI is worse. French final CPI is same but still bad. Italian trade balance still bad. That means they're importing more than they're exporting, so they're basically spending more money than they're making, right? It's still not a deficit, it's still a surplus, but it's getting worse. Industrial production month on month has rapidly decreased and trade balance has decreased, so that is not good. What are we looking at? We're at 215, right? 215. Do we have any rate cuts last week? No, not that I can see. So remember, the main goal of central banks is to get inflation down to 2%. The Eurozone has almost achieved that, which is fucking fantastic. You'll see it hover around 2% for a while. You see these numbers on, this kind of stuff. They'll kind of bounce back and forth for a while, and then it will become strong again, and then it will push off, and then inflation, they'll add, 25 base points, add 50 base points, and we'll go back into the upward market cycle, okay? If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll now be like, fucking hell, he already said this last year, and now it's happening. You come down, back up, down. It's just a cycle. That's all it is. Euro. Now it's got a lot of weak numbers. However, this is where context is important. It now kind of flips into a potential positive, right? Because you've got the USD with all the uncertainty. So the next safe haven major for long-term investment, not just short-term investment like Japanese yen, CHF, but the next big one is actually pound and euro. So I'm going to be putting euro in neutral, right? Because we're now going to start to see this shift. Numbers are shit, so it's not strong. Numbers are shit, but that is then going to start to force things to come back up the way, because they've managed to get inflation down to target, which is 2%, which is fucking fantastic, right? So you'll start to see the switch on that. Like I always say, context is important, right? So Eurozone, I have switched to neutral from weak. Let's have a look. In fact, sorry, let's go back because I forgot to check what news we've got this week. My apologies. Come on. Oh, we've got CPI this week. Happy days. Yeah, CPI. That's about it. All right, the ones that we really care about. Okay, GBP. BRC retail sales month on month monitor. Pound massively dropped. Retail sales has massively dropped. Average earnings has dropped. See? So when average earnings drops, people spend less money. That's why we like to see when average earnings are high, people spend more money, which are all good things for the economy. When average earnings drops, what happens to retail sales? Retail sales drop, you see? Claimant count change has massively increased. That means tons of people are a lot more unemployed. Well, there's a lot more people unemployed, I should say. Unemployment rate has increased, 0.1. GDP month on month has decreased massively. Construction output increased. Good trades balance. Shit. So what did I have pound last? Pound neutral. I'm going to keep pound in neutral just now, guys. Right, I'm going to keep it in neutral for now. Right, move HPI month on month. It's dropped massively. We've got CPI Wednesday, which is it's looking to drop. They're all looking negative numbers, so we've got a lot of news this week for the pound, guys. All right, so bear that in mind. Moving on, Japanese yen. Let's have a look at last week. Bank lending year on year has increased. Current account has decreased. Final GDP sticky. GDPs can't move. Getting slightly better. Final GDP quarter on quarter. Economy watcher sentiment is getting slightly better, but it's still bearish because it's less than 50. Money stock year on year slightly better. premium machine tool orders year on year has halved pretty much. PPI year on year has dropped. Manufacturing index has massively dropped. It's almost doubled. Revised industrial production dropped. Yeah, so as I always say, the Japanese economy is fucked. We have potential. Oh, they're looking at keeping. There's no rate cuts. Lined up. Core machinery orders, trade balance. We've got a couple of things we want to see, but for me, Japanese yen is still weak. All right, guys. Just remember, you need the context, right? I know I keep saying this, but some people won't listen and absorb it. Some people will absorb stuff I say one time, and then they'll be like, "Why the fuck do you keep repeating yourself?" It's because I need to keep reiterating to people. And how I can tell you this for a fact is that I will say stuff 100 times, and someone will hit up my inbox and they will ask me the same fucking thing that I've said 100 times. So that's why I try and reiterate it, to really drum it into people, you know. This is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's we'll get USD now. Final wholesale inventories. Okay, that's increased. Why is that red? Why is that red? Less than forecast is good for the currency. Let me have a look. A signal of future business spending because companies are more likely to purchase goods once they have depleted. Okay. So when it increases, they're not likely to purchase more inventory. That's good to know. I don't know why I hadn't covered that before. I mean, it's not an important thing, but it's just good to know, right? Small business index is growing. President Trump speaks and fucking crashes the market again. Core CPI month on month, has decreased, increased. So yearly CPI has increased. You know, that's the macro. That's the bigger picture. So just now it's decreasing, but the macro things are still getting better, right? Because it's increased from 2.3. It didn't hit forecast of 2.5, but it still increased. Crude inventories minus 3.6 mil. Core PPI month on month has increased. PPI month on month has increased. Unemployment claims are sticky. They've remained the same. So they've got a good grip on unemployment. Consumer sentiment, fantastic. Inflation expectations, good. Let's see what we've got this week. Impasse state manufacturing, we do care about that. Core retail sales month on month, yep. Retail sales, yep. Unemployment claims, yep. Federal funds rate, they're looking to keep rates. There's no rate cuts penciled in yet. They're just verging on caution, right? Because they don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Yeah. I would say right now the USD is neutral. So I don't have any economies right now which I have placed in strong. Yes, there would be arguments for that. Some people would actually even put euro in strong, you know, anticipating it to push up and blah, blah, blah. I'm just not as yet. I'm keeping it in neutral. But as it stands right now, guys, I only have weak AUD, Japanese yen, neutral, NZD, CAD, Euro, GBP, USD. Excuse me. Now remember, this is very important. When I'm giving these as weak and neutral, I'm talking about the big picture, right? I'm talking about the long game, the macro. So this week, something which I'm saying is weak, you might see it give strength, right? Because that's the micro. And I could also be looking for that. So if I'm saying something is weak, right, then I'm looking to sell it overall. You may see it come up, right? But it's coming up to an area of value to sell from. And once it hits there, something else will come out, which will make it even stronger again, and it will hit that. I will then enter, and it will then start melting down, you know? So if you're trading it going up the way when you're looking for sales, for example, if you're trading longs when you're looking for sales, there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to remember the big picture, right? The context that, okay, this is a counter trend trade that goes against fundamentals. I'm just going to take this today. I'm going to close it tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Right. Whereas I want to wait. I don't want to take those trades. I want to wait for it to hit my areas so I can enter it and I can just leave it for weeks and weeks and weeks. All right. We haven't had much of a chance to do that. We've had a couple of chances. We've done copper, etc. But yeah, it's just been fucking absolutely wank so far this year. Let's see what we've got. Weekly. Here we go. Look, there's the zone. Boom, breaks, retest, goes, and away it goes. AUD CAD. That'll probably push down more because we've now got the war and oil and that. It's only 300 pips. It's not really something I worry about. Shit. AUD Japanese yen, shit. Nah. This isn't a thingy trade. This is just, I've just marked it up. AUD USD. No. Still buys for now. So look, this is a prime example, right? AUD USD is a prime example of what I've just been talking about 2 seconds ago. So I'm predominantly looking for sales, right? But with the uncertainty in the US right now and everything else going on around the world, the Aussie economy is dog shit. I wouldn't be buying it. Now, could you buy it from here to there? Yes, you could. I'm just simply waiting for it to either hit here, retest, reject, then I'm going to enter sales and go. Or, you know, if it comes up here and hits there, I'll do exactly the same thing. You know, it's exactly what we're doing. So, that is all it is. Nah, there's nothing. Nothing. Yeah, you may even get a break and retest, so I'll mark this in. Hold on, wait a minute. You may even get this, guys. Boom, 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 boom. That would be fine. Should make it green. There we go. Right. And I'll move it across so it doesn't. There we go. Euro NZD, still nothing. Nothing. You see, there's just this fuck all just now, guys. It is very, very frustrating, I'm telling you. Just now, the go-to to trade is really just gold. GBP USD. I'd really be looking for it to come back down, retest this zone, and this zone, or this zone, and then go, or break above, retest here, and then go. So I'm really looking for buys on GBP USD. All right, that's what I'm really looking for. I'll set a couple of alerts. Right, I'm gonna put that alert. Hold on. Put this alert here. I'm gonna put another alert down. Down here. There we go. Inside the USD, I'm just looking for sales, really. Again, I've already got an alert set here, so I'm looking for it to hit here. Boom, you got other news, everything. You know, it will come to here, and what will happen is, all of a sudden, you get a China and US trade deal agreed and signed, and the next minute, it will then become risk-on market sentiment with more certainty in the markets and trade deals and blah, blah, blah. And then this, once it's reached here and rejected and blah, 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 it'll just start fucking melting. You know, there's always a fundamental piece of information which comes out, which then makes the market move. And I'm telling you, every single time you mark up these areas of value, when the market gets to them, there will be some kind of news which makes the market move. I'm telling you right now, it happens every freaking time. NZD CAD, probably sales, but I mean, look, it's just shit, right? It's probably sales just because of the oil right now, but I wouldn't take it. Again, look, dog shit, there's nothing there. USD CAD, this is probably going to end up being more likely sales. It's either going to go like this. Boom, 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 boom. That's what I kind of see as a potential. I'm just going to move it out of the way now. Tidy this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Alright. And then it'll go like this. Boom. Back up. Right, so that's what we're looking for. Yeah, it's shit. USD Japanese yen, shit. I just, it might break here, but I wouldn't even take it, guys. I would not take a sell. It's just because remember, it's not. The US economy blows the Japanese out the water. Oh, excuse me. So tired. I've just as a kid, it's 3 months old, and we only get a couple of sleep every bloody night. Yeah, I wouldn't take it even if it broke, guys. I'd just be I would just simply be waiting for it to break. Come here, enter the buy, and away we go. That's what I'd be waiting for. All right. Oil. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Beautiful. So looks coming back up to this zone, as we'd normally have marked up for sales, right? However, because of what's happening just now, wouldn't really be looking for sales. What you may see is you're going to get this bank's going to come up more. If you want to take that on the hourly time frame, whatever, crack on and be my guest. I'm going to wait for it to come back down. Boom. Retest this zone. Boom. And then enter here. Okay, that's what I'll be waiting for. That is what I'll be waiting for. Let's have a look at on the hourly. There you go, look. Where is it? There, so look, previous resistance, once broken, becomes the new support. Now, it could just go from there, guys. It could. I'm just not really interested as of yet. Nah, it's not really for me. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Nah. It's probably going to go up, but I want to see the break and retest first. Boom, boom, boom. What else we got? Gold. Gold is definitely buys, right? I would not be freaking selling gold right now. I'd be waiting for it to come down, retest this zone, and away it goes. Probably, let's just zoom this in, narrow it down, boom, boom, there we go. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay, you could potentially see that as well. All the dips are being bought right now. It could also, I know this seems a bit full gold, but it could also come here as well. I know it's only a little bit lower, but it does make a difference. So yeah, let's see what happens. Silver. Yeah, I'm waiting for the pullback, retest, and pullback on that. And copper. Let's have a look. Fuck off. Copper. Nothing yet. It's just a bit slow, isn't it? Indices. Let's have a look. Nothing yet. There. So look, I can see it right away. Don't even need to search for it anymore. Small candle, large engulfing. Once that's broken, it becomes the new area to test from. So you mark up that little white candle. Boom. And it's now. That's already happened. It's now going to go as boom, boom, boom. Right? That's what we're looking for. You've seen it here. Now watch how it plays out, right? It's fucking amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. Same again, same again. You don't even need to mark it up anymore. It's fucking that obvious. What I'm going to do is... Yeah, I'm going to put that in there. Okay, I'm going to put another... Bosh. Same again. I've already marked that up. See, look, I already marked that up ages ago. Fuck's sake. Right. Yes, 30. See when it's not so clear here. I'm just going to put it there. Small candle, large engulfing, boom. Mark this up. Where are we? Is it this one? Sorry. Boom, boom. Drag it across. Boom. Nah, I wouldn't even say that one. Actually, I'm going to say that. That's it. D30. I'll just wait for that one. Let's see, it's probably going to be, that's already hit. So it's probably going to be this tiny little one here. Okay. And that is all I'm going to cover, lads. I'm not going to cover anything else. Alright, so hope that's been useful for you. I'm just going to wait. If I enter anything this week, I will let you know right away. Alright, guys. See you soon.